Mark Hanna, aide to both the John Kerry and the Barack Obama presidential campaigns, and a political consultant. Why do these Democrats feel the need to criticize this line of attack? And why is it so important to the White House? Because, boy, have we seen the White House and its other surrogates pushing back against those Democrats in a major way.
I think it's important to note right at the get-go that the White House supports private equity. It thinks it's a valuable part of a capitalist economy. But at the same time, the moment that Mitt Romney makes his experience at Bain an issue in the campaign, it becomes fair game. So he's saying that this experience as its chief executive qualifies him somehow, is a credential for him to be president. I think the president and the White House and everybody out there that's critiquing that understands that it's a completely different enterprise to be president of the United States than it is to be a chairman of a company in the world of high finance.
It's clear that the White House did not like what this Newark mayor said. And I mean, a lot of our viewers may not be that familiar with Cory Booker. They say, why is a mayor of Newark causing such a firestorm? Who cares? It's one mayor. But clearly the White House cares, because the same day he came out, Mayor Booker did, with a 4-minute YouTube video trying to clarify. Then the Obama campaign press secretary tweeted out a 35-second of it that was helpful to the president. Then David Axelrod comes out and comments on it. Then President Obama comes out and comments on it. Then Booker goes on MSNBC to talk about it some more. And so, I mean, it is clear the White House, the campaign of the presidents, didn't like what he said. Why do they care so much?
Well, first of all, Cory Booker's a rising star in the Democratic Party. He's a rock star mayor from the city of Newark. He's doing great things for the city that was a very economically depressed city. So I think there's a lot of attention paid to what Cory Booker says. I think Cory Booker's general point that he loathes a campaign that's marked by ad hominem attacks and market negativity got lost on the fact that he wasn't criticizing the president,
but he was saying including the president.
And he criticized all the Jeremiah Wright.
That wasn't surprising. Everybody expected him to do that. The surprising part was he went after his own party.
Look, I think Cory Booker, upon reflection, realized that his major point was lost in the fact that, you know what? Private equity companies are great, but the fact that Mitt Romney's making it an issue, it's fair game for critique. Listen, I've worked in business. I studied at the Wharton School of Business. I have some understanding of how this works. I have a lot of friends working in private equity, and they're making a lot of money, short-term profits for their investors. It's not a bad thing.
I think this has been a disaster for the White House, and it's focusing on the real problems, that rhetoric has consequences. Business is very nervous about this White House. Look, yesterday, Joe Biden went out there and said that being a financier makes you no more qualified to be president than a plumber.
That's true.
If I had to rate, that's true to some degrees.
Are ticked.
To some degrees.
We're losing the plumber vote slowly here.
I'd rate both of them over senator with no executive experience, and I think that's what we're seeing. This is a real amateur hour, and it looks like they do not understand this. The fact that they now have to say they support private equity is because all their body language, all their stories about profits, the way they're regulating things and taxes suggests that they don't understand the dynamic role of private equity. And Cory Booker is a reform mayor because he's taken on business as usual in a Democratic city, government-heavy Democratic city for years.
Does this hobble the president in his effort to use this argument on a go-forward basis, because now it has a little asterisk next to it in the mind of the American people?
To Bill's point real quickly, I wish he was making this point back when Newt Gingrich, and Governor Perry were making these claims about...
Newt Gingrich, who came out and said...
talking about vulture capitalism.
Yeah, who came out and said, I can't believe President Obama is taking this line of attack. You can't?
Mark read the Wall Street Journal,
you did it yourself.
That point. We did make that point.
I think the White House will stop using this line of criticism, and we'll stop making this contrast as soon as Mitt Romney's campaign stops saying that he somehow created jobs as a private equity
All the White House has to run on now is class warfare. They can't run on Obama's record. Look at the unemployment. Look at the high energy prices we're experiencing. People, over 46 million Americans on food stamps. He can't run on his record.
Colin Powell just came out and said he applauded and commended the president for stabilizing the economy that was on the financial brink. Now, there's a difference between being able to go in, streamline operations, slash wages, cut a couple redundancies, and be a businessman working in private equity than being the president of the United States, where you have to look out for all...
But let me jump in and ask you, because it was interesting to me that President Obama came out in defending this and said, this is what the campaign is about. This is what the campaign's about? Mitt Romney's record at Bain?
Well, that's all. What other record does he have? The record of the governor of Massachusetts, my home state, where he trashed the teachers?
Well, you would think the president would say, yes, that's what it's about.
Well, then let's make it about that.
I know. Well, that's my point. Why is the president saying it's about about Mitt Romney's record at Bain? Why isn't he
Mitt
saying
Romney has made it
it's about that?
Because
right, but I mean, look, we're using words again. Let's get back to what the original vampire and stuff. This is not a serious attack.
Newt Gingrich.
He said vulture.
But you used the vulture.
The latest we had going after Bain.
The worker who got laid off.
Vampire vulture. You get the point.
The next one is rape.
V words are very scary.
Come on, this is not a serious argument, and it suggests that they don't understand how business works. And so they've spent all these years attacking business, attacking profits, and so forth. And now they say, "Gee, we're in favor of private equity." I just think it's a hard. They've made it a very hard sell.
All right, guys, gotta go. Okay. You did very well. You were the lone Democrat on the panel.
I know. I'm being bullied up on.
But these two took it easy.
It's the facts.
All right, I gotta go. Thank you both so much. Next time we'll do 2 Democrats and 1 Republican, so you feel better.